Kevin Costner has spent much of his life living under the glare of fame. From his breakthrough roles in The Bodyguard and Dances with Wolves to his modern-day reign as John Dutton in Yellowstone, Costner has long been one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces. Yet, at 70, he has chosen a different path, one that prioritizes peace, privacy, and personal freedom over public attention. His decision to live alone in a $145 million Santa Barbara mansion is more than a lifestyle change. It is a deliberate step toward healing and self-discovery. After decades of intense public scrutiny and personal struggles, Costner appears to be crafting a life defined not by celebrity, but by serenity. This transition reflects a man who has reached a point where comfort and quiet outweigh fame and approval, revealing a deeper yearning for authenticity in the final chapters of his life. A divorce that changed everything. Costner's 2023 divorce from Christine Baumgartner was not merely the end of a marriage. It marked a profound turning point in his life. Their split was messy and emotionally charged, involving legal battles, child support negotiations, and a public unraveling that left Costner feeling betrayed and broken. Baumgartner cited irreconcilable differences. But for Costner, the separation went beyond a typical breakup. It represented the collapse of a life he had built over years. In interviews, he revealed that he never imagined the relationship would end in such a painful way. The emotional fallout left deep scars, pushing him away from the public eye and into a quieter, more isolated existence. What followed was a deliberate retreat from Hollywood's chaos, a decision driven by the need to heal without constant media attention and judgment. The cost of creative passion. Kevin Costner's career has always been fueled by an intense creative drive, sometimes at the expense of everything else. His latest film project, Horizon, an American saga, is not just a movie. It is the embodiment of his artistic ambition. Costner invested millions of dollars and even mortgaged his estate to bring the project to life. While the film represents a dream realized, it also demanded an immense personal sacrifice. Long hours, relentless dedication, and complete immersion in his work created distance between him and those he loved. The devotion that made him a legendary actor also made him emotionally unavailable at times, straining relationships and deepening his sense of isolation. In his pursuit of storytelling excellence, Costner inadvertently isolated himself from the world he once shared, leaving behind a personal life that began to feel more like a sacrifice than a choice. The rise of loneliness. As Costner poured himself into Horizon, the emotional distance between him and his loved ones grew undeniable. Friends close to him described a man consumed by his work, living and breathing, the project with little room left for anything else. This devotion to craft, once his greatest strength, became the very force that pushed him into solitude. The more he chased perfection, the more isolated he became, both emotionally and physically. Hollywood's spotlight faded as he embraced the quiet of his ranch life, finding peace in a lifestyle that mirrored the rugged independence of his most famous characters. However, this peace came with a cost, a deeper loneliness that only grew as he retreated further from public life. In the end, the solitude he chose became a double-edged sword, offering calm while also emphasizing the absence of companionship. The dilemma of love at 70. Even as Costner embraces solitude, his love life continues to spark public curiosity. Rumors about relationships with younger women, including singer Jewel, have fueled endless speculation. Yet Costner has consistently denied these rumors, insisting that Jewel is only a friend. Still, his casual public flirtations and social encounters have raised concern among friends, who worry that he may be trying to recapture lost youth or prove he still has vitality. For Costner, however, these interactions reflect a different reality, one where he no longer feels pressured to conform to societal expectations of love and commitment. He seems to be living in the moment, allowing himself brief connections without the burden of long-term obligations. This approach may appear reckless to some, but for Costner, it represents a freedom he rarely allowed himself before. The cowboy spirit in modern times Costner's life now mirrors the rugged characters he has famously portrayed. Much like John Dutton and the iconic roles of his past, he embodies a deep connection to the American West and the values of independence and self-reliance. His ranch in Aspen provides the perfect backdrop for this modern cowboy lifestyle, one that values simplicity, solitude, and strength. For Costner, living away from Hollywood isn't just about escaping fame. It's about aligning his life with the ideals he has spent decades portraying on screen. He finds comfort in the land, the animals, and the quiet rhythms of ranch life. This lifestyle is not a retreat from reality, but a return to a more authentic version of himself, one shaped by the freedom of the open West rather than the demands of celebrity. Lessons learned from failed marriages. Costner's 2 failed marriages have shaped his understanding of love, family, and commitment. His first marriage to Cindy Silva ended in 1994 after 16 years, leaving him with the painful realization that career demands can damage personal relationships. Despite the heartbreak, Costner learned the importance of balancing work with family life. His second marriage to Christine Baumgartner ended nearly 3 decades later, teaching him a different lesson: that love alone cannot sustain a relationship. In interviews, Costner expressed regret over missed moments with his children and acknowledged that his career often took precedence over his family. Yet rather than becoming bitter, he has accepted that relationships require more than passion. They require presence, effort, and emotional availability. These lessons have shaped his approach to love in later life, making solitude feel like a healthier choice than a relationship built on emptiness. Reconnecting with himself. As he enters his 70s, Costner has found ways to reconnect with himself outside the roles that once defined him. Music has become a powerful outlet for expression, especially through his band, Kevin Costner and Modern West. Songs like Lone Rider reflect his journey of self-discovery and his acceptance of solitude. For Costner, music is not about seeking companionship, but expressing emotions he cannot otherwise articulate. His performances are intimate and raw, allowing him to share his inner world without needing validation from others. This creative outlet has become a vital part of his healing process, helping him navigate the emotional complexities of his life. Through music, Costner finds a sense of peace that transcends the noise of fame and the chaos of public scrutiny. A legacy built on authenticity, Kevin Costner's career spans decades and continues to leave a lasting impact on Hollywood. His legacy is built not only on iconic roles, but on his unwavering commitment to authenticity. From Dances with Wolves to Yellowstone, Costner has consistently chosen projects that prioritize storytelling over fame. This dedication to truth in art has carried over into his personal life, where he now seeks to live on his own terms. At 70, he looks back on his career with pride, knowing that he created meaningful work that resonates deeply with audiences. His life now reflects the same authenticity he brought to his roles, choosing solitude over pretense, peace over public approval. For Costner, the greatest success is not awards or recognition, but living a life that feels true to who he really is. Moving forward in solitude, now in his 70s, Kevin Costner has embraced a life defined by personal peace and self-awareness. He has come to understand that happiness doesn't require constant companionship, but rather a deep connection with oneself. While his past has been marked by love, loss, and public scrutiny, his present reflects a conscious choice to live authentically. The solitude he once feared has become a source of strength, offering a quiet space for reflection and healing. Costner's life today is not about escaping the world. It's about choosing a reality that brings him peace. In the end, his greatest freedom comes from living on his own terms, focusing on the legacy he has built through both his career and personal growth. At 70, Kevin Costner is not chasing fame. He is living his truth.